our valedictory chief guest, Dr. Mishra. We are eagerly waiting for Dr. Mishra to hear about great things what he has been doing, and he's also president and CEO AAPM and also coronavirus task force. So that's why we have kept it. Always the best thing comes in the latest. And now I request our MC Sasanka to introduce Dr. Mishra.
Thank you, Mr. Swami. Dr. Mishra, formerly with Genentech, Roche, NCI, NIH, DHHS, and the US government, is the founding president and CEO of the American Association for Precision Medicine, AAPM, and chair of ACT-AAPM Coronavirus Task Force. Serial entrepreneur who founded his first company after graduating high school and second company while receiving his PhD. Since then, he has accumulated a wealth of experience by building, investing, and advising numerous companies. He is an investor, co-founder, board member of few corporations, focused on accelerating drug discovery, development, and data analytics, robotics, and digital health. Widely recognized as a technology and healthcare thought leader, Dr. Mishra has keynoted, chaired, curated, and organized numerous successful international conferences. Dr. Mishra also serves as a principal investigator at Genentech Roche. Moreover, his passion for drug development and precision medicine has led to the identification of new drug targets, biomarkers, companion diagnostics, and several drug combinations in the clinic. Due to his unique perspective and selfless service, he is highly respected and sought after mentor to many. His research work has been recognized globally by over 40 prestigious awards and honors. The companies that he has advised have raised multi-million dollars. Notably, he serves as a mentor and advisor to startup accelerators such as IndieBio, Health 2.0's Project Zygote, and CLSI FAST program to help grow California's life sciences innovation ecosystem. It is my great honor to invite Dr. Mishra to present his valedictory address.
Thank you very much, Shashank, for that kind introduction. And I would like to first thank my dear friend, Dr. Hari Panapalli, Swamiji, and congratulate rest of the Lead India team for creating a world record and giving this opportunity to deliver the closing keynote. And I truly enjoyed the earlier presentations and admire the insights provided by speakers earlier. Lion Mahesh Chitnis ji, His Highness Prince Jagdish Dhaneti ji, Consul General of India to New York, Mr. Randhir Jaiswal ji, Professor Hansel, Professor Ganguly, and all the youth speakers. Amazing initiatives, amazing thinking process, and amazing ideas and amazing products. Actually, I think and looking forward to working with you and guiding you, and reach out to me whenever you need me. I think Hari and I are not different people. We are the one and the same. Actually, I would like you all to reflect on your life early on, and I think we all have lived an amazing life. Actually, when I myself try to remember the events that I have witnessed, they're remarkable. Some of the remarkable events that I have witnessed, from man landing on moon to rover landing on Mars, right? That was amazing. From witnessing a live telecast of 21 fragments of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 impacting Jupiter, right? That was cool. And to seeing total solar eclipse and diamond ring, I think a few times in my life. That was amazing. I thought that's amazing. And from I have witnessed folks walking with a stereo on their shoulders to now carrying unlimited songs in their pockets, actually. But I have to admit, I was so optimistic about year 2020, and so do Dr. Kalam. He always said India 2020, and I think we never thought 2020 will turn out to be like this, actually. And I think, like you, I'm also connected worldwide, and I have sensed pain and suffering and loss of dear ones, people committing suicide. There is a lot There is a lot going on. And I know if I would have asked this to Dr. Kalam, he would say that every pain gives a lesson and every lesson changes a person. So I think, from this, from all the pains that we all have suffered as a community, I think let this be a lesson, and let's not repeat the mistakes that we have made so far, especially in the healthcare sector, actually. With over 38 million confirmed cases and over 1 million deaths worldwide, COVID-19 is here to stay. Every person was somebody's brother, sister, father, mother, grandmother, grandfather, child, so I think, and that's a reality there. And I have to, I shared this news that COVID-19 is here to stay, actually. And I have had a discussion with many, world leaders, and this is, and that's the conclusion. I thought somebody will rebel and tell that, no, it's going to go away, but COVID-19 is here to stay. Now, it is well established that COVID-19, much like measles, HIV, chickenpox, is an endemic, actually. So it's not a pandemic, it's an endemic. It likely will remain with us for a long time, and for a long while. And even with a vaccine, we will not be able to get rid of it because of the resurgence that we have been seeing in this in today's world. And SARS-CoV-2, the virus causing COVID-19 disease, is here to stay for decades as it infects millions around the world. And it is now clear that even children are susceptible. So there is no age group that will be excluded from the deadly path. And please, as a lot of youths are there, remember, I repeat myself, there is no age group that will be excluded from the deadly path. Eventually, we all are going to know someone who got infected and died from this disease. So please make a note of it, and please make sure that it's not you or your family. And that's how we all can save each other. So, and this poses a very important question: how do we live with COVID-19 safely? And we all know that we can prevent the spread of COVID-19 by social distancing, wearing masks, hand hygiene, and use of cohorting, like cohorting within a family, and eventually, maybe an immunity passport where you have the immunity, but you are negative for the virus. So that would allow us to travel. So these are some of the things that are discussed in the field. However, among many other effects, the virus targets the immune system, which is the core of our ability to fight the viruses and other diseases. So, and what concerns me very much is that folks who have recovered are getting reinfected, and some have died. So, which is very concerning. So then it's the question is, if you have been infected and you recovered, there is also a chance that you will get it again. So it's no one is immune. So that immunity passport might, we have to rethink about that idea. And we know that COVID-19 is a healthcare crisis. It's actually forced us to rethink our healthcare system. And, we need agility. We need to come together to try to see how we can approve drugs faster, how we need to repurpose drugs. So, so right now it takes multi-million dollars and 10 to 15 years to bring a drug to market. And this is, in the pandemic has brought us to our knees and, forced us to rethink the civilization and rules that we have built around the civilization, actually. And it's, I'm happy to, see that all the leaders, FDA, they all have understood this, and we are all working day and night to bring drugs, diagnostics to the society. And for investors in the room, healthcare industries is the favorite of the hour. And you have seen, host of recent announcements on billion-dollar investments in this sector. And as a COVID-19 is an endemic and here to stay, I predict that we are going to see a good number of industries pivoting to healthcare business. And at the dawn of the pandemic, we saw several industries already pivoted to create goods and services that were needed during the pandemic, like ventilators, masks, and other medical supplies. And also, we have seen an unprecedented adoption to digital health. I was at JP Morgan early in January, and I was having a discussion with a leader in the digital health field, and we were having a discussion that why digital health has not seen an adoption. And then COVID came, and right now, digital health solutions, amazing actually in today's world. So I think we are forced to adopt, and then we realize that we have to create a healthcare system that is more affordable, and as well as it's it also helps us as a community to avoid those transmissions that otherwise will happen by a hospital visit actually. So adoption to telehealth will also replace hospital visits and estimate, and then this will bring costs down, and I think that's why I'm very much excited about telehealth. And I can share a short story of ours, what we were doing, how we acted to create a coronavirus task force, which is the first global COVID-19 task force that was formed in US. I lead an organization, it's called American Association for Precision Medicine, and its goal is to accelerate the field of precision medicine through research, education, communication, and collaboration to foster new medical breakthroughs. And we are at aapm.health, and one of our goals is to bring the four P's of precision medicine: patients, providers, public health planners, that is government, and payers, to work together to achieve the goal of delivering improved outcomes and eventually helping patients. It was in early January 2020 in the midst of JP Morgan Investors Conference in San Francisco, where AAPM co-hosted 3 different events actually. So this was this year, January 2020. And as with these events, there are so many opportunities to network. So we had happy reunions with the national conference attendees, including colleagues from Wuhan, China. Some of these friends were excited to be visiting from China to celebrate Chinese New Year in the Bay Area, and vice versa. Some wanted to go, visit back and spend time in China. And later I learned that there was a word of a new virus sickening in a small population in Wuhan. And some physicians thought it was highly infectious, and with several deaths reported in local hospitals. And we initially thought that the disease outbreak would be contained in China and wouldn't impact US. However, based on previous experience in studying RNA viruses and epidemics, my alarms went off, and I was just really concerned that is it a warning of early imminent pandemic. So it was that time that I immediately started reaching out to my community, and started building a task force of recruiting people, reached out to government agencies, reached out to all big stakeholders, and soon, and while this was happening, soon we realized the gravity of the situation when the city of Wuhan was quarantined ahead of Chinese New Year, and to prevent the spread of the COVID-19. And so this is when we realized that it's coming actually. So in late January, ACT task force took into shape and became a worldwide network of over 200 experts spanning clinical, scientific, technical, and advocacy backgrounds. And the task force mission is to deliver and disseminate strategies for COVID-19 specific prevention, diagnostics, therapeutics, supply chain logistics, as well as AI-driven solutions, as well, and impact investing, and as well as funding opportunities for the companies and entrepreneurs that are working in the COVID, trying to build the COVID-19 solutions. And we also focused on mental health, because COVID-19 crisis, as it was alluded before, it's a mental health crisis, and as well as other patient-centric precision medicine innovation techniques. And fast forward today we are building and deploying these real-world solutions to fulfill the unmet need of patient care. The ecosystem has generated massive intellectual property. We have spun out several companies and deployed solutions in the areas of drug development, safety, biohazard, surgical continuity, outbreak prevention, diagnostic support, as well as mental health psychotherapy, all focused on COVID-19, helping COVID-19 patients. So we are bringing a comprehensive precision medicine approach that has not yet been implemented in COVID-19. So this is what happens if you act from your heart, and then if you really do what is a call of your soul for that time, I think you become first actually in doing so. We were one of the, besides helping hospitals and healthcare institutions, launching a weekly public meeting actually on Thursdays. AAPM partnered with Grit Health and launched the world's first cancer and COVID initiative, because nobody was thinking about cancer patients, how they're going to, this is a highly susceptible population, what will happen into this community. We also, partnered with a lot of mental health communities and launched Tranquil, a weekly public event where we were bringing revolutionary thinkers to share their stories and perspectives on well-being. And we were first to organize the world's first global COVID-19 summit, actually, that brought together pharma diagnostic leaders, actually. And we also launched hackathons, a series of hackathons to build solutions. To date, the ACT has spun out several companies to bring these solutions to physicians, communities, and patients, including a company that is bringing that is planning clinical trials to bring it's a leading drug candidate, which can be a possible cure for COVID-19, actually. So for investors in the room, from investment perspective, we all know that the global landscape for businesses is rapidly transforming in the COVID-19 era. And as businesses reopen, some markets will recover faster than others. And it has been speculated that emerging markets, India and other countries, will get hit harder by these effects of COVID-19 as compared to developed markets like US, actually. So we see that there was a little effect on pharmaceutical sector, as well as established companies, such as Roche, Amazon, Netflix, Apple, Gilead. Their stocks are doing well. And however, taken together, we see that there will be a drastic shift in investment philosophies of many seasoned investors to keep their investment focus on healthy return on investments. And moving forward, I see that investors will pivot and focus on investing in the healthcare sectors. I have already seen this trend happening. And again, this is a Lead India event. So according to a recent report by EY, India may emerge as a globally preferred investment destination. As you know, US-China trade conflict and the supply chain disruptions, investors are actively considering alternative manufacturing destinations in other Asia-Pacific nations, including India. And however, I think we all have to work together and use our, and through our connections in government, and make sure that India needs to align the international standards of industry support to be able to attract these investments. And I know these are all happening. However, pandemic has affected a lot of those efforts, but the leaders of the countries are on it, actually. So with that being said, a slowdown due to COVID-19 will have enormous consequences. According to the International Monetary Fund, India will be worse hit by the COVID-19 pandemic, and the numbers are telling us that that's really true. And in my opinion, India as an emerging market for investments will get hit harder by the effects of COVID-19 compared to developed markets like US, unless that, again, as I said, Indian government provides appropriate and active industrial support to be able to attract and retain investors. So I think although the pandemic has catalyzed more fragmented world order, in my opinion, it is in our benefit to be more collaborative than competitive. Actually, I know we function as countries, and but I think it will be good that we all come together, and we have seen a lot happening during the pandemic. And I believe that although the pandemic has disrupted our lives, it has accelerated innovation and collaboration in unprecedented ways. We have seen that hospitals were built in days, drugs and diagnostics were approved and launched in record time. And and then I thank, and I know some of these folks who are really working day and night, actually, and some of them, some of these pharmaceutical and diagnostics industry leaders, and I thank them, and the government officials, and I thank them for their time and effort and energy that they have put in this. And my appeal for the leaders of the world will be to keep on going with this accelerated pace of innovation and collaboration, and let this be a new norm. And and I'm happy to see the Lead India team coming together and organizing this global event. And again, it's your passion, and the world record is something that happens. I think it's and then I applaud that. And I'm very much impressed by the ideas presented by youths, and this is a global change, and there is a global change that is needed, and you are the leaders who will make this happen. So I call upon you to act upon those ideas, and I'll leave you with this. Remember, it is not you who choose an idea. It is an idea that chooses you, and then it becomes your moral responsibility to manifest that idea through your conscious efforts for the greater good, actually. So, and I personally believe, and this point was brought by Hari and others before, that we all are individual pieces of a big puzzle, actually, meant to manifest a bigger picture together, actually. So throughout the process of my life, I have learned that life is not a competition. It is meant to be a collaboration. And remember, it's not just about you. It's about creating a better future for our greater self, which is all of humanity and our Mother Earth. So, and I think I know if I would ask Dr. Kalam, he will, in these times, what should we do? He would say that, don't be emotional, have faith, don't ever give up, keep trying, don't make things complicated, keep it simple, don't take things seriously, laugh at problems, and the problems will solve themselves. Don't be a grown-up. Stay as youthful as a kid forever. Actually, that's the problem begins when you think you're grown up. So thank you all for making the world a better place, and together we will make a difference. Thank you very much.
Yeah.